Hello, 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 hello. Let me just get this all tied up. Mm, don't switch off you. Trying to manage a few different things here. Okay, and then finally, I believe I'm ready. Okay, welcome, 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 welcome to our masterclass today. Empower, experience it, whatever, call it something. Hello, 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 hello. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? I believe everyone is somewhere. Yes, in theory, I am streaming to three places at once, which is just amazing. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. In fact, four places at once, which is even more amazing. I am impressed with myself, if I do say so myself. Okay, so we're talking about six-figure visibility, about creating, getting people to know who you are as you're building your business, your coaching, your healing, your course creator business. Okay, so it's all about visibility using content, using free stuff. Now, I'm going to say from the start, okay, that I'm a firm believer in doing both paid and free stuff. But today we're going to focus in on free stuff because I know for a lot of people, the whole ads thing is a little bit scary for you. I'm not sure why. Well, okay, I do know why, because it was scary for me at the start. But you practice, you get better at it, and actually then the return on that, when you really do it well, okay, when you do it well, which you can learn very quickly to do well, you can actually start getting clients very, very quickly using ads. However, I believe very strongly in partnering ads with free content because the people that come to you through ads are going to be cold to you. They don't know you yet. Okay. So it takes some warming up, especially on the internet. You could be anybody. You could actually not be anybody. That's the thing. So people need to trust you. People need to know you. This is where your content comes in. This is where your free content comes in. So yeah, you can bring people in with advertising, but let it not stop there. Your content then becomes something that helps them see that you're a real person with real opinions that they resonate with or they don't. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about today: how to, in 90 minutes a day, start growing that visibility so that you are getting more clients, so that people are warming up to you, so that you are able to live out the vision, the calling on your life. Okay, so yeah, let's keep going here. Be very present. It's going to be stuff in here that you can take away and immediately apply to your business. Okay. So be very present. If you decided to go VIP with me, then you have a different link. So if you're listening to me on one of the social media platforms, make sure you go to the email I sent you originally and go through to your special link so that you can come and ask questions with my paying clients after the actual masterclass here. Okay. So just giving you all a heads up there. Okay. So be here now. Be here now. Be here now. It isn't always even what I say to you that's going to make the difference to your life. The fact that you've created the space to be here means that you are open to receiving more guidance from the divine as well, so that you're getting those intuitive nudges that will give you ideas or make you particularly listen to something I say so that you can apply that immediately, and who knows what kind of wonderful results you will get as a result. So please be very present here. Okay, so let's carry on. Who is this for? It is for you if you feel this deep sense of calling, this deep knowing that you are here on this planet at this time for a reason. You have a message. There's stuff that you've overcome. There's skills that you want to share with people. There's a message inside of you. You feel that this is your purpose. Okay, so you want to be a coach, or you are a coach, or you're a healer, you're a course creator. You want to train people. You want people to not have to go through some of the stuff that you went through. There's if this business feels like your purpose, it feels like the thing that you are called to do, and you're determined to bring it to life. Okay, you may be transitioning, like I used to be a pharmacist. You may be transitioning from your career or your unfulfilling business to something that actually fulfills you more, in which case, welcome. Okay, or you're already in business but you haven't managed to hit that six-figure mark and you want to, and you want to, because sometimes spiritual people don't like to admit that they want to. Let's be those who own the fact that, yeah, you know what? I I am meant to live a life of, yeah, I'm meant to live to the best of everything, as well as make the difference that I'm here to make. And that's fine, okay? You've given, 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 given. Maybe you're that person that gives and gives and gives and gives to every single soul in your life. And yet you've put your own agenda last. Well, it's time for that to stop. It's time, and you finally realize that until you start paying attention to your own vision, you'll keep waiting forever if you're waiting for other people to give you permission to do so. This is your life. This is your time. You get to choose now to start creating the business that you desire. It's yours. It's like the divine is not going to force you to do this thing. You get to choose to do it. And not only that, you get to choose and choose and choose and choose and choose. It isn't a one single choice moment thing. And then you're just hoping that now that I've made that choice, the heavens are going to open and everything is going to work out. No, you choose and choose and choose and choose. And then things start to happen for you. So it's time to wake up. You know this. You know this. You're feeling the tick, tick, tock, talking of the clock because you know that you were supposed to be so much further than you are right now. You're in the right place. It's time. And the thing I find with people, particularly when it comes to creating content for your business, for some reason, we suddenly go blank. You are someone with a message. You are someone with a lot to say. If someone sat there and asked you a question, you would go on for days. But then come and actually do it for your business, and suddenly it's like, I don't know what to say though, Rosemary. I'm not sure what to put for content. Of course you know. You're just thinking that it has to be some different thing from what you already know. If you look at my content, you look at the things that I've created, and you know what? I started with one piece of content. Now I'm at what, 13, 14,000 pieces of content. But I started with one. And then I started to, well, first and foremost, I was very stilted with it, because I too felt as much as I could talk anybody's ear off when it came to the things that really mattered to me. And decide that it's a business, and suddenly I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't know what you want me to say. Oh my God, I don't know. And how am I supposed to sound? And what am I supposed to say to people? Oh my gosh, oh my God. And all of that stuff. I've come to do videos. Oh my goodness, it took me ages. Well, not crazy amount of ages, because there's a part of me that is a bit of a performer. So in some ways I didn't mind in the end, but it still was quite nerve-wracking to do things like this. And to talk to people and to keep wondering, am I saying the right thing? What are they thinking of me? Oh my gosh, oh this and all the other, and all of that stuff. And it's like, come on now. We need to get over that stuff, because as I said, you're somebody that has a lot to say. You really do. You really do. You really have a lot to say, really. So anyway, this is for you. Let's actually try to break down what you would put in your content, okay? And get over the fears of this, because ultimately people want to hear from you. You have a certain slant around the regular topics that your people are interested in and that you are interested in. There's a way you say things. There's an energy you bring to things that is not the same for anybody else. So that's why your people will be particularly attracted to you. So as much as I am here teaching you certain things, when it comes down to it, you are going to need to be very, be yourself. You're going to need to be yourself, because if you're not yourself, one, you know how you sometimes think that the marketplace is full? If you are not yourself, then yes, the marketplace probably is full, because if you're trying to be somebody else, then the marketplace is full of that person. They need you. Okay? So your particular way of seeing things and saying things and relating your experiences and teaching, your particular way of doing that is like no one else, because you've gone through a unique set of experiences. There's a way you will say things that nobody else can. And so the people you are called to serve will particularly respond to you. So get over this whole idea that the marketplace is full, or that, you don't know what to say. You do. And the marketplace is not full. If it was full, there would be no need. Nobody would be in need on the planet at all. And it's not true. There's so many people who are hurting. People need our help. People need our help. So let's get over the fears. Let's get over the self absorption in some ways. Okay, you're just completely focused on all your fears and all your doubts and all your this and all your the other. Yeah, put that down. One, you've chosen to build a business. Therefore, you need to focus on how can I serve the people that I'm called to serve. And two, you are called to serve the people that you're called to serve. So it's not about you, it's about them. What do they need? And the truth is, you can do all of this afraid. You don't need to be super, super bold and super, super whatever courageous. Every time I come to do one of these things, there is fear inside of me. And there's just also a decision that, you know what, I am called to 334,000 people or more to support them in reaching six figures in their business, in their true design business, living that fulfilled life, living as themselves. That is my call. And so whether I feel afraid or don't feel afraid, it doesn't matter. I just need to show up. I just need to show up. And that's it. And so it's almost like, yeah, the fear, I feel you. Thank you for, calming me down or whatever. But I need to put you to one side because it's time now for me to show up. And that needs to be your way. You know, your way of doing things is to just realize you're going to feel afraid. So what? It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Okay. You feel afraid, you can still do this freaking thing afraid. So who cares if you're afraid? No one cares. Show up and show up confidently, even though you're afraid. Okay. So anyway, who am I? Rosemary Only Night, a weird blend of African and English. I too, as I said, used to feel quite, what am I supposed to put out there? I don't know. In fact, thinking about trying to get other people to write my stuff for me and blah, blah, blah. But then I got over all of that. And I'll teach you some of the things that I did to get over that ultimately. Although I've said quite a lot of it, which is started to share what was actually on my heart. I started to decide that was enough. Okay? That was enough. Okay, so I used to dabble at business for ages and then decided finally, after bankruptcy, after 4 years of depression, and after my 3 amazing princesses were born, I realized enough faffing around. If you say you're called, Rosemary, get on and do the thing that you're called to do. Which I said that, and then I did something else. Basically, because that something else seemed a bit more realistic. And so I became a property investor. And even though I was a pharmacist at this point, I decided to take a sideways step into becoming a property investor. And you know what? I made that success within 18 months, multi six figures, all of that stuff. Great. However, it wasn't the thing that I wanted to do. And in fact, I almost completely imploded it, but thankfully not completely, but I did implode it quite a lot. And that did follow me around for a few years ultimately, but because I didn't want to do it. And that's what tends to happen to us if we refuse to listen to the niggle inside of our hearts to actually do the thing that we're called to do. If instead you choose to try and find security and safety outside of yourself, instead of recognizing that the divine is your source, that you and the divine are powerful, you are a majority. You don't need to pretend to be anything or anyone other than yourself. You don't need, because you can trust that if you have a vision and a desire and you're willing to back it up with action, that yes, the universe will back you up too. But you are the one that has to make that decision, because the divine is going to love you whatever you choose to do. Even if you choose to live unfulfilled for the rest of your life, you will still be loved. But will you be happy with that? No, you won't. And so for me, yeah, I kept taking all these sideways steps into things that felt as though they would quickly make me money, even if they didn't actually follow my purpose, until I surrendered. Finally, I surrendered. Okay, yeah, at the same time, I did make some money on the way, so I'm not going to say that it's all completely moneyless. I did make money on the way. I just didn't feel very fulfilled at all doing it. And I wanted to do something that I wasn't going to be run into to retire from. I wanted something that actually, yeah, that I felt fulfilled in. And so I moved into coaching. And there's lots of stories around all of that. But that's how I became a coach, ultimately. I started teaching people the property stuff that I was doing, help them get their businesses off the ground, and started transitioning more into more general business. And then into, I want to work with leaders with a message. Because I have this picture in my mind. I have this vision of the 334,000, but almost like there's a smaller group of coaches, of healers, of course creators who have that message, who will then go on to serve the people that they are called to. And so from this inner circle of leaders that I work with, more people. Anyway, that's my vision. So my thing that I do right now is just help people get to their six figures within 12 months, because having gone the long, crazy way around, I realize I didn't need to take the long, crazy way around. I could have gone straight to six figures. And for those that are coachable and teachable and come work with me, I show them exactly what to do to get straight there. Instead of all the rigmarole that I did, it was just painful. It was painful. I talked yesterday in a live stream about why do we punish ourselves, sometimes spiritual people? Why do you punish yourself by making your business take so long to work? Because of the choices you make. You don't always know you're doing it though. That's the thing. But anyway, you can listen to the live stream from yesterday. Anyway, so if you are actually one of those people that is ready to, accelerate your business to six figures within 12 months, then yeah, we should have a conversation and see if we're fit to work together. It's rosemarynonnynight.com/accelerator. Let's have that conversation. In the meantime, let's start talking about our content stuff here. So 90-minute plan. What do you need for this thing where you're doing 90 minutes a day and creating content and raising your visibility so that you can build your six-figure business? What do you need? You need to know who your person is. You need to know what they want and how you serve them. You need to be clear on that. And as I said in a reel, and I've said in many, many of the pieces of my content out there, it's not about your specific process. Nobody cares whether you're the greatest Reiki master on the planet. Nobody cares. Okay. What they care about is, what is that Reiki going to do for them? How is it going to help them? And if anything, people are more motivated by getting away from the pain that they're suffering, whatever that pain is. So if you can speak to that pain and tell them where you are taking them, they don't care. Exactly. I mean, at some point, somebody is going to ask you, how do I get there? That's fine. But really, they just want to know, are you going to get me where I want to go? You need to be clear on who is my person, what is it that they want. Okay, you need to be clear on that. We've talked about that in some other class, but you need to be clear on that. That's the first thing, very first thing. And then have some kind of offer, some kind of package that addresses that particular thing for people. And that can be as simple as 6 weeks I'm going to speak with you and we're going to handle your stuff using all the tools and skills that I have, and that's fine. Okay, but you need to be clear on who your person is, what they want. And then from that, you now, for your content, you can create a list of topics that your people will be interested in, that particularly concern your people, that speak to the pains and the problems that they face, that also speak to the results that they desire, the irrational fantasies that they have. They lie in bed worrying about it. What are they lying in bed worrying about? So have categories of content or topics that you will talk about. When I started doing all of this content stuff, I learned from a guy who suggested doing some kind of 10 by 10 matrix, where you have 10 topics that you're going to talk about. And for each topic, you break it down into 10 things, each topic into 10 things. I remember having this notebook where I wrote out 10 pages. On the top of each page, I'd write the title of the thing. And then under each, or for each page, I would then start racking my brain for, okay, so what am I going to talk about under this? So then you suddenly have 100 things that you can talk about. Now, I don't think you need that many ultimately, but that's how I started. Okay. And that's how I started, was doing that whole 10 by 10 matrix. But you can do some kind of 8 by 8 matrix or something like that, where you think about what kind of things would help my people. What kind of topics do they want? Do I need to address to help them see that I can support them, one, and also that will educate, inspire, entertain them. Okay. So then you write that out. And so then, because I remember actually putting down in my Evernote, because I use Evernote for some of these things, that I would write all these topics that I'm going to talk about and and at the top of it, I'd say, Rosemary, like a robot, go from one to the next, to the next, to the next. I never could quite do that, but I could always come up with something, because even if I couldn't come up with something intuitively, I could come up with something from my awesome list. Okay. So that's that. If you create that list, that gives you a starting place. But I must admit, for a lot of the content that I've created, a lot of it was just asking the divine, what is the best thing that people, or what is the thing that my people need to hear today? What do they need to hear now? because there were times when I was writing a heck of a lot of stuff. There have been times when I've written very like a robot from that list, where I decided I'm going to create 5, 6, 7 posts each day. That's I'm going to write 5,000 words a day. And then I'd sit there and I'd take one post, write 500 words. Next one, write 500 words, and put it all over the web. Okay. And that's what I used to do. I don't do that anymore. But then at the same time, as a result of doing these things, I have the 13,000 pieces of content. So I have a large pool of content to choose from now. But remember, I started with one. Okay. I also had another coach who told me to write pieces of content one and every hour from 6 a.m. Eastern till 9 p.m. Eastern. So that was what, 15 pieces of content a day? I just did it. I did it. Again, that's how I got to 13,000. So now I don't have to do quite so much. I still create a lot of content, actually. I still do, especially on Twitter that doesn't like you to repeat things. I still create a heck of a lot of content for the things like that. I just started trying to see if I wanted to go on Twitter again. So that's been me creating 15, 12 pieces of content each day. But now I'm so used to it now. So it's fine. Okay. So that's how I come up with topics, as well as I said, the very good old question to the divine: what do people need to hear from me right now? And then create it. No overthinking. No, oh, but is that right? Does that fit it? No. That's the message for today. And so, especially when I was writing blogs every single day, that would be how I did it. So I'd come out of my quiet time first thing in the morning, do my deliberate millionaire daily ritual, and then ask the question: what do people need to hear today? And write it out. And that was it. That's how I came up with all my blog posts, all of that. Particularly blog posts, that's where it came from. But again, as when I started, it was a bit more rigid than that. So I would literally do things like list posts and things like that. But ultimately, that's how you come up with topics. Yeah, that's how you come up with topics, is think about your person. If you want to sit with the divine and ask, what does my person need to hear? And start writing those topics down. And then, yeah, like a robot, until it becomes a bit more second nature, you will start to create. But I'll talk you through what we do next. So once you have that list of topics, so I would say at least twice a week. But remember, I said, because my blogs, as in when I wrote blogs as in long form content, I would do that twice a week at the beginning, until I got to the point where I worked with another coach who was like every day. And I was like, oh, you know what? I can't do it every day. But that took some doing to get to that point. Okay. It was shorter form content that I was creating 15 a day, blah, 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 and all of that. But anyway, now to take you through the process that you can, that one piece of good content can suddenly turn into a heck of a lot. It's this way. One, so let's say you decide you're going to write a blog post or an article. Call it a blog post or an article. Okay. As I said, have that list of your topics. Choose one topic. Decide to write a long form piece of content on it. So 500 words, something like that, or more. You know, if you can get up to 1,000. Because the truth is, if it's a topic that you're particularly conversant with, it's easy to write. Even if it's not, I remember creating a free giveaway about how to write a blog post in 15 minutes. And I even did a video about this. And I still give that to my clients all the time, because you can just go onto Google very quickly and find some bullet points on the topic you want to write on. And then from inside of you, just start writing on that. And you'll very quickly come up with a very good blog post. Okay. And then you may doubt yourself and all of that stuff, but you'll get used to doing it and you'll stop doubting yourself so much. But you have to do it in order to get to the point where you stop doubting yourself. Okay. So anyway, so you write that blog post, you write that long form blog post. List posts are really good. So if you have, 5 bullet points and you just write something for those 5 bullet points or 10 bullet points, great. Write that stuff. End it with a call to action telling people that what you want them to do next. Okay. So that's your blog post. That blog post, okay, that's the pillar of content. You've created it. Whooped. Okay. Next thing. Now you can also do it the other way, but let me just talk about this. So you have this written piece of content. What you can do then is you've taken the time to write it out, particularly if you have 5 bullet points that you've written into a list post of some sort. Go live like this. Go live and take each of those points and talk about it. When I started, the live stream wasn't all the rage at that point, or maybe it was, and I still did both non-live videos and live videos, because I used to do lives every day for a while there. And I'd do these videos where when I wrote my blog first thing in the morning, I would then sit down with my blog on my computer and my phone in front of my face and literally read out the blog, just give it a bit more rosemary energy. but I'd read out the blog and record it as a video. So that would probably be a 3-5 minute video. And that too would go on the page. So, but now with live streams, unless you feel particularly, I'm not sure, then okay, do it non-live, and that's what I did. So you take the blog, you convert it into a video of you speaking what you wrote in the blog ultimately. So one piece of content becomes at least two. But that then, because if you go live, like now, you can go live on Instagram, you can go live on Facebook, saying the exact same thing, it becomes more than just one piece of content again. And then you can also record it and use it at a later point somewhere else. You upload it to YouTube, okay? If there's anywhere else you can think of where you can put that video, you put it there. That's a video that came out of your one blog post, okay? You have that suddenly, okay? Next, after that is once you've downloaded the video, put it on YouTube, or you've gone live on YouTube at the same time, you can then download the video, extract the audio from the video. That audio can also become a podcast episode. It can become go onto SoundCloud. Is there anywhere else that you can think of to put audios? You can put those there too. So again, just from one blog post, you suddenly have all of this stuff coming out of it. And then, or you can even do it the other way around. If you're more confident with doing videos, then do the video and then get it transcribed and then do all the bits with it ultimately. Okay. So that's what you can do. Extract the audio, put it somewhere else. You can, from that one blog post, that one video that you created from the blog post, you can then also go into iMovie or somewhere and edit out short bits. So 1 minute slots, 1 minute bits from that video. Use it as a reel, use it as a story, use it, well, bits of it as stories. You can use it as a YouTube short. You can use it on TikTok. Suddenly, again, well, that one piece of content becomes a heck of a lot more. Okay? Just one piece of content. Or you can record yourself doing, especially if you did a list post, record yourself speaking about each bullet point 1 minute at a time. Those become videos that become reels, TikToks, whatever. You can spread them all around everywhere. Okay? You can use them in your stories as well. Personally, at the end of even the short reels that I do, I invite people to my free giveaway or to have a conversation with me. Do the same. This way you're continually giving the invitation for people to get on the phone with you or to reach out to you via via direct message. Because it's those personal connections that will result in paying clients and grow your income ultimately. The reason why you're doing all of this is to raise your visibility, yes, but it's also to connect with real people, because there's something about being on the internet that is very different from being in person. Because if you were in person in a room, people trust you more than if you're just, they just heard of you in an ad or something like that, which is why you want to give people, or you want to continue to encourage people to actually connect with you, which is why you want all these calls to actions, inviting them to either get your free giveaway so they come onto your email list. When they're on your email list, they hear from you more regularly. You're inviting them to see your masterclasses. You're inviting them to see the content that you're creating from your one big article. Can you see? Okay. So keep inviting people to the next step with you. Reach out to people that show interest in what you're saying. Connect with people. Invite them to connect with you. Now, if you have a particular piece of all this content that you've created out of this one piece of content, if there's a part of it that is particularly getting attention and also not just attention, but it's also causing people to take the next step, boost it, advertise it so that it reaches more people. If it's proved good organically, it will probably prove good paid and reach more people, so you get even more of a response from it. Don't be afraid of doing that, okay? So you can generate more consultations, more leads as a result of this one piece of content. Again, that written piece of content can be put on Medium, which is another social media-ish site, but it's just for writers. You can put it into groups on Facebook, on LinkedIn, any forums that you're aware of that allow you to put your stuff in. Put your stuff in there. People start to get to know that you exist. You can send it as an email to your ever-growing list, of course, because you always have a list that is growing, right? See, so this one piece of content can suddenly start to spread all over the place, okay? And as I said, connect with people. It is going to be the personal touches that make a world of difference to your business. It's those personal touches. Now, the content is there to help you reach more people so that you have more people to have personal contact with. But ultimately, it is those personal contacts. Sometimes people want to, especially when you come onto the internet, there's a tendency to want to hide. Because it's like me, I was a pharmacist. I used to hide in my dispensary, okay, except for the occasional consultation. But then I come to do business, and that was almost what I wanted to do. I just hoped that if I could just hide behind my computer and people just kind of throw money at me. No, people want to connect with people. If you want to increase your sales and if you really do want to make a difference, you're going to have to show up. You're going to have to actually connect with people. Okay. So, yeah, not just to put your content in there, go into groups to answer people's questions, find out what people really want, because that will also help inform your content, right? Okay. So, connect with people, keep looking for opportunities to have a real connection with a person rather than just I just put my content out there and hopefully somebody will do something about it. No, it doesn't stop there. It's about the real connections with people. Give people reasons to direct message you. And when they do, try to keep the conversation going without sounding too crazy. Because I have people sometimes they come into your DMs and they flatter you first, and then it's going to lead to something. And so I don't like that. I must admit, I tend not to do that. I would rather have an actual reason for being there or go directly to, this is what I would like to say to you. I don't like people who try and beat around the bush. I would say this to my daughters. Instead of asking me that question, what do you actually really want? Tell me that, because I'd rather you told me that. Okay. So anyway, connect with people. Use your content to connect with people. And I really want you to realize that ultimately you do need to focus on sales. And I say this very directly because when we talk about free content, there's a tendency, and I did this, which is why I can speak into it, to actually want your content just to get lots of likes, and you want people to really like it. So you want to see the physical representation of how awesome you are with all the like buttons and the loves and the all of that stuff and the comments and the shares. You want all of that. But actually that doesn't necessarily grow your business at all. At all. This isn't about people pleasing. It isn't. And that is what can happen. That you end up with most of your content is just about pleasing people. So you start to notice the things that get the most likes, and then you try and create more like that instead of noticing which is getting the most direct contact with you, the most people signing up for things, and the most people getting on the phone with you, so you can actually help people by converting them into clients. So you really need to make sure you're measuring the right thing. It's so easy to get caught up in the popular game, trying to be the most popular person and writing stuff just to get the likes. The likes do not make you rich. There are people on YouTube with loads of subscribers who are broke. Okay. So do not measure the wrong thing. Your content is, yes, to inspire, to empower, to entertain, to educate, but it's also to make freaking sales. Keep inviting people to contact you, to get in touch with you. It doesn't mean you have to put it on every single post. Yes, there's going to be some things that are just because I believe my marketing actually changes people's lives. But I also know that for the change to be lasting, they need to step up to the next thing. They need to work with me. Because oh yeah, you felt really good because you read a post from me. Great. But now you're going to go back into your regular life and carry on doing what you were doing before. Nothing is going to change that way. So I do want to invite them to work with me. And I do it from a place of, that's the way to get the change you want. And so I'm committed to that. And yeah, some people would then say, oh, it's because you just want my money. And those people are not my people, so it doesn't really matter what they think. And that's the thing, guys, because you're trying to avoid the people who are not even your people. You're trying to avoid them thinking that you're just about the money. And so then you start creating this bland, pointless content that really doesn't shift anyone. Yeah, you get the likes and the loves, but apart from that, nothing. So you have to get very focused on, remember, you are in business, yes, to change lives and to make money. So what is moving the needle? What is getting you the clients? That is what is important. not how many likes did I get on that post. Did my post go viral? It's helpful. I'm not going to say that, it's not helpful, but also keep remembering the real goal. The real goal, okay? Remember that. So if you did 2 blogs a week, and for each of those blogs, you did all of this stuff, and you did it over just 90 minutes a day. So you don't have to do everything I spoke about every single day. But if you did start to, and you'd start to build up a lot of content, because then you could schedule things in. So that way, every day something is going out, or some things are going out. And after you've got enough content for like 3 months, you can even start to replete it, change things slightly. I mean, right now I have everything. I use Meet Edgar, and so I have about 18 months worth of content in there before it starts recycling. By which time my audience is mostly changed, so they haven't seen it before. But even about 3 months, as long as you're continually growing your audience, there's going to be people who have never seen what you've put out there, and they need to see it, because you're creating timeless content that you can then use and use and use and use again. So don't get too worried, oh, I'm not going fast enough, or oh, there's so much to do. No, there isn't that much to do. Literally, you can do this in 90 minutes a day, because you don't have to do all of everything I described every single day, but you do need to do something every day and schedule in something every day. That's all. Get it done. Get it done. If you partner what we just talked about here with paid advertising, there's absolutely no reason why your business would not reach 6 figures in a year, unless you have other mindset issues, okay? Like fear, or people pleasing, like I mentioned, that you're creating content that is attracting crazies, basically, or not crazies, but it's attracting people who are not ever going to buy anything from you because you're trying to get them to like you. Doubting yourself, so then you overthink everything and you don't actually put anything out there, that too will kill you ultimately. What else? If you keep being unsure, I don't know whether this is the right thing to do, I don't know whether I can do this, do something. The only way you're going to find out all of this stuff is you do something, you see if it works or doesn't work, and then you do something else. So what? In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be one thing that is going to make or break you. It's going to be the consistent action taken over time that will make all the difference and grow your business. Anyway, I want to move this forward because I want to move into the question and answers. I keep trying to keep this to an hour, including the question and answers, but then I talk so much that. So anyway, this is it. If you are absolutely serious about moving your business forward, and because sometimes you don't know what you're doing because you haven't done it before, okay? Or maybe you have been doing it for a very long time, but you're not getting the results that you want, and you know that there's something you're not quite getting. Come and work with me. Let's put together your 6-figure business, okay? Let's do it within a year, so that we'll work together for actually 3 months to begin with, and you'll have a business that is capable of making 6 figures if you are coachable and teachable, and you don't allow your mind to take you off in crazy random places, which is what a lot of people do, which is why you probably want to keep working with me, to ensure that you don't get off path. But anyway, in order to find out about that, you need to go to rosemaryonyournight.com/accelerator. The link is probably around this video somewhere, or it's in my bio if you're listening to me on Instagram. Really, seriously, let's talk. Let's get you moving forward. The world needs what you have to offer. Stop second guessing, doubting, wondering, blah, 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 blah. No, you know it. That vision inside of you is your permission to move forward. So freaking move forward, please. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there now. If you decided to go VIP, you should have the link in your emails. Make sure you go to that link. Let's have a conversation. And I'll be over on that link so that we can have that conversation. But for the rest of y'all, this video will stick around for maybe till tomorrow or the day after at the most, and then it'll be taken down. So if you want to listen to it again, listen in again, make some notes, whatever, share it with someone else as well. If people want to, if there's someone in your life that has been looking to build their business and is figuring out their content strategy and all of that stuff, listen into this stuff. It's not complicated. I don't do anything complicated, and I make money and I get clients. Okay. So it doesn't have to be, don't make it complicated. It is simply getting in front of people in as many different ways as you can. Stop looking for the perfect words and the perfect this and the perfect that. You will get better at it the more you do it. So just do it. You'll get clearer when you do it. So do it. All the clarity you're looking for will become more obvious when you're doing it and continue doing it. So do it. And you will make mistakes. So freaking what? You pick yourself up and you carry on doing it. Was it my quote of falling down is an accident, but staying down is a freaking choice. So don't choose to stay down. You get up and carry on. You're going to make mistakes. So what? You're also definitely going to succeed if you don't quit. The end. So come on, move forward. Use these strategies. Reach the people you are meant to reach. Serve the people you're meant to serve. Okay? Okay, I'm going to end there. Much amazing love to all of y'all on Instagram. Let's close you down. And all of y'all on everywhere else, apart from where I'm coming to do the questions and answers and things like that. So much love.